Production people, hey, listen, stop formatting your hard drives as EXFAT to be used on set. I'm Scott, you're watching our new show, Tailslaters, and I want to help make sure that you don't completely brick your hard drive and lose all that footage that you just worked so hard to get. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here's the quick version. Hard drives need to be formatted a specific way for an operating system to be able to read it. Windows looks for NTFS, Mac looks for HFS+, and even Linux has their own flavors of the EXT 2, 3, 4, and a couple others. But there is another option that I see being used by people on set more often than I'd like, and it's one that I used to use all the time too. EXFAT. EXFAT can be read by Mac, PC, or Linux, and usually when you buy a hard drive and you pull it out of the box and plug it in, it's already formatted as EXFAT, which is why it keeps happening on set.
Well, if it works with any kind of computer and it's already formatted that way from the people who made it, then isn't it better?
Not a chance.
When I was first coming up doing short films with my friends for fun or for film competitions, I would be editing on my PC, and my guy Damo, shout out Damo, would be on his Mac. So EXFAT was our silver bullet, right? He and I'd be able to share some hard drives, I'd get to do some work, he'd get to do some work. But just like a lot of other filmmakers that relied on EXFAT to be able to work with their footage, how do I put this professionally? We got f***ed. See, when you use NTFS for Windows or HFS Plus for Mac, you get what's called a journaled file system, which means the computer's taking notes on any change that happens to that drive. So if anything happens, like a power fluctuation or something tips over, anything that happens that interrupts that drive, that computer can go back and check the notes and be like, yep, got it, it's all here. EXFAT doesn't use a journal. So when Damo and I were rendering our final version of our film,
I lost everything.
For me and Damo, all it took was a hard drive to tip backward a few degrees while it was being written to, and that was it. We lost everything.
Well, why didn't you idiots have a backup?
We did, but it was also EXFAT, and it also got bumped while we were trying to restore the first hard drive. And it was a hard drive that had the only copy of another film that we were working on at the time. That was a really, really rough weekend. Weird things happen with computers, right? Like hard drives will get disconnected, a power surge will come through and reboot your computer at the worst possible moment. Or on set, someone might accidentally unplug the power that's been feeding your station for the entire shoot and interrupts a transfer. And instead of having the hard drives plugged into a battery backup like you should, everything crashes down. And you realize that all of the memory cards have been formatted and shot on again and again and again, and there's absolutely no way to get any of this footage back, and it's going to cost production thousands upon thousands of dollars to reshoot, so you definitely
snap out of it.
That one actually did happen to me. But because I was using Mac OS Extended, which is a journaled HFS Plus file system, I just turned it back on. Everything synced right back up. I was even able to continue the transfer right from where I left off. Also, we had another hard drive that was off-site that was backing up the footage like you're supposed to. We're going to cover that in a different video. So what should you be doing instead? Well, use either NTFS for Windows or Mac OS Extended journaled, depending on whether you're on PC or Mac. It's also going to matter what system they're editing on in post, so you should choose wisely which direction you're going with it. For nearly every job I do, I use Mac OS Extended Journal because the program that I use to back up all the footage that we shoot on set, called SilverStack, is only on the Macs. But if you need some cross-compatibility between the systems, like to read a Mac hard drive on a PC or a PC hard drive on a Mac, just go to Paragon Software. They haven't sponsored us yet, but it is the program that I use on all my machines in order to read hard drives that are formatted for the other system. So are you guilty of using EXFAT for your production hard drives? You heard my horror story. If you have a horror story, tell us in the comments below. Or if that memory is too painful to relive, just tell us how much footage you lost when your EXFAT formatted hard drive inevitably took a shit on you at the worst possible time. And for the rest of you who don't have a horror story to tell yet, if you don't want one, stop using EXFAT on your production hard drives.